Alright guys, I just finished cleaning up some code here, and before I lose you, let me show you what it does. And what we have here is the VGA font, IBM BIOS VGA font that is normally displayed in DOS programs being displayed in a JavaScript canvas. And you might be thinking, why would anybody want anything like this? Well, I'm actually developing a few uh, programs, games, and I really like to use the same code in the DOS programs. And this is an easy way of doing it using the same font. And in order to get this to work, I had to do a few things. So I'm just going to go through this. And one of the things that I've had to do was attach the VGA font to Pas2js resource file. So you can see right here, this is the file that I attach. The Pas2js compiler creates this file, and if we kind of scroll all the way to the end here, it's a rather long file. This goes up to 2,852 columns, so it's about 2K, and this is a small file. This is just a simple text file. These are our base 64 format, and you take what the compiler has generated and you copy and paste into your main HTML code. So this is my main HTML code. You can see I have placed it right here. So this is how you would place additional files in your own programs. So again, you would include them here, compile your program, compiler creates this file, which includes these 2 lines or more lines depending on the files you have, and you put them in your main HTML file. One important thing is in your code, you need to place this command right here, set resource source, and you have to specify that it's an HTML file. So I will go through my little unit here, and what I've tried to do is simulate a lot of the normal DOS commands that you use to read files. And we have the assign, we can read bytes, we can read words, file size, seek to a specific area of the file, um, and check for end of file, and also read a text line. Now, I didn't want to create a separate unit just to process text files because there's not much to processing text files except looking for new line and carriage return. So it doesn't take much to do that. So this is all the code that's needed to read a text line. So reading a text line is like reading a binary file. You're just looking for the uh, the new line here. So we're checking if it's a new line, we return the string, and if it's anything but a return, we add it to our string here. So that's how this small unit works. It's very simple. Now to demonstrate what it can do, I've built a little bitfont unit that uh, relies on that. So this is where it uses res read here, and it creates, it reads in the bit font, stores it in this array uh, with this record structure here. So if we go through reading it in, it really doesn't take much code to decode it. It's all um, single byte and 8 bytes per character. So we kind of go through all that and we decode it and just store it in an array. So when it comes to displaying it, it's very easy to display. We're displaying one character at a time here. but we're checking in our bitmap here. And one thing that I did to make this more versatile was to add a callback function here. And if we take a look up here, this is what it assigns it to initially. And this won't display anything. This is so the unit is more versatile, so you could use it in your own programs. So what you have to do is set out your own callback here. And this is what I did here. I've used the canvas fill rect command to basically plot uh, the pixels. So if you wanted to use a different, let's say, gaming library, and there was an option to display a rectangle or a pixel, you'd replace this function here with the equivalent version. And that's an easy way to make this a lot more versatile. So let me just show you. So I've shown you already how all the characters look like. Let's display the built-in canvas font against the bitfont so you can see the difference. So what I'll do now is just bring this window over here, and I will recompile everything. And if we go to our browser, refresh, we can see that this is the built-in fonts, much smoother, but I like them to be a little jaggy, so the bit font is actually scaled a couple times. We could even change that. We can make it bigger. So let's change that to 4 here. Recompile, and wrong window, and recompile and refresh, and it looks a little bigger now. So that's how easy it is to scale it. And let's demonstrate how to display a text file. So this is our sample text file right here. This is what gets added to the HTML file here. It's the second one right here. And let's compile again and display. So if we check our editor here, we can see it's the same. So what I'll do now is just add a little bit more info into my text file, save it, and I'm going to compile again so you can see when you make changes what you actually have to do. So I've compiled it, and if you notice the second line from the bottom here, that it updated our test-res.html file. And if we click onto that, and let's just take only the second line, copy, and go to our main HTML file, delete it from here, and paste the new line, save it, and we don't need to recompile because we're just updating the HTML file. And if we refresh, there we go. Here's our new text already added in there. So that's all there is to it. So hopefully you can use this in your own programs. In an earlier video, I did demonstrate also displaying PCX files. And I didn't include that because the code is a lot more complex and it relies on a few more units, which I'm not ready to release yet. A lot of messy code, and it needs a lot of cleanup basically. But I felt I could release this bit and maybe someone can make use of it. Anyway, let me know. Leave a comment or send me an email. Thank you.